to my happy place, Costco. Yesterday, no, that was Saturday. Friday, I went up to Costco to get new tires, and I found out they do colonoscopies there. So, in that hour that it took me to get new tires, I got a colonoscopy. And I found out that next week, they're going to do pacemaker installations and liver transplants. Anybody here need a liver transplant? Are there any Costco people here? Oh yeah, great. Okay, good. Yeah. So what happened was, I saw a guy, you know, on the conveyor. He was by the conveyor belt near the cashier, and he had a Honda generator on. He had on the conveyor belt. He was checking out with a Honda generator, a queen size mattress, a slab of beef, and a cashmere sweater for his wife. You know? I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. It's the only place where you go to save money by spending everything you have. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. One of the things that I have to wrestle with are the carts. You know, I go over there. I went there on Friday, and I was pulling out a family-size cart. And, you know, there are the Dodge Ram carts on either side of me. You know, those orange ones, you know, you could put a dead body, stack dead bodies on those carts. So I'm wrestling out this cart. It's stuck. It's nestled in with like 30 other carts. I mean, I'm just having cart rage. You know, my therapist, I brought this to my therapist, and she said, you know, it's cart rage is what you have. You just need to find a way of dealing with this. Maybe bring your own bags or something. Anyway, so I finally get the cart out, and I walk in there. And I don't know if you recognize this or not, but every aisle has a personality. Real personality. My favorite aisle is the chip aisle. Doritos, Cheetos, Kettles, salt and vinegar, oh, with a glass of wine, to die for. You know, I told my husband before I left, I said, you know, I'm going up there on a toilet paper run. He rolls his eyes, right? He rolls his eyes. Toilet paper and $300 later. Right? Okay, so my favorite aisle, though, my favorite aisle is the chip aisle. He calls ahead. He calls the manager ahead, and he says, cordon off the chip aisle. She's coming up. She's coming up. Peller's in the house. Peller's in the house. So when I get there, the whole aisle is just, you know, like yellow tape all over. I can't get in the chip aisle. And there's a party going on there, like in my refrigerator at home. There's a party going on. I sit, because the last time I went up there, what happened was I brought home a 50-pound bag of Doritos. It was cheap, you know? It was cheap. I mean, I couldn't resist it. So there I am, you know, and he says to me, are you going to eat all those Cheetos? Doritos? I said, no, but, you know, if I don't eat them, I'll put them in the will, and I'll you know, to my niece. My niece will get them. So I couldn't go down that aisle. But the aisle next to it was the cereal aisle. And there are all these mothers and kids and fathers, and the kids are just tantruming all over the place. But on Friday, they were smart enough to have a card table at one end of the aisle where they had a therapist. And the therapist was counseling the parents on how to manage the kids. And then on the other end of the aisle, you know, all this commotion, on the other end of the aisle there was a card table, and there was a life coach. And the life coach was helping the kids manage the parents, and also telling them how to fill out college applications, even though maybe they were in third grade or something. But, you know, when my husband comes with me, rarely, we position him over in the aisle. I call it the serial killer aisle. That's the aisle, you know, not by the cereal, you know, not by the Doritos, my favorite. It's all the way on the other side of the store. That's where they have the tasers and the guns, and, you know, and he's mesmerized by the batteries. You know, should I get a lifetime supply of AA, AAA, 9-volt, and then those nasty little round ones you can never figure out what's happening. Well, my consumer fatigue set in. You know how that goes. You can only last, it's either your feet or your, you know. Anyway, so I make a beeline to go around the over-the-counter drugs because I'm trying to look for the shortest line. You always look for the shortest line, right? Try to look for the shortest line. But I have a tip for you. Look for the kid that is buying a 40-pound case of energy drink. Because they're the ones that are finding the shortest line, because they're all caffeinated up, right? So I grab a 50-pound box of Xanax. You know, they're like sprinkles. They're like sprinkles. And I'm heading towards, you know, the checkout line, and I get behind this woman who's maxed out on her credit card. She doesn't know how to use her Apple Pay, right? And I mean, who writes a check? Who writes a check, right? I mean, and she's printing it. And why is she printing it? Because she's under 30. She never learned handwriting or cursive in California school. So she's printing the check. It took a half an hour to finally march out the store, and they're the greeters, you know, and they look at your receipt. But I saw something I'd never seen before. They were selling coffins. Coffins at the exit to the store, and it's a 2-for-1 deal. I figured, what a deal! This is great, you know? But it's irregular. There's a little hole in each coffin, but the price was right. You know, and I figured to myself, you know, the thing is, I'm going to die anyway. I'm not going to see the hole. Thank you so much. You guys have been amazing.
You know what else Peller got at Costco? All those Jelly Bellies, which means, so if you